Good wishes, everyone. In the last video, we had an outlook of the first part of the story where it concluded as Gandhiji who received the notice which ordered him to quit the movement, but he refused to accept it. So, in this video, we are going to deal with the second part of the story which shows how Gandhiji had won the protest against the British people. Right, so I hope you could have read the story line by line to get a clear and better understanding of it. Right, so let's move on to the lesson, which means the second part of the story, Indigo, which was written by Louis Fisher. So in this picture, you could notice Gandhiji who is guiding and controlling the people, which means the poor peasants. So as a result, Gandhiji got summoned to appear in the court next day morning, and Gandhiji, he was not able to sleep the whole night, so he telegraphed Rajendra Prasad and asked him to come to Bihar to help him out. And he also asked Rajendra Prasad to get some powerful people along with him in order to sort out the problem as very earlier. And he also sent some guidelines to the ashram and also telegraphed the whole matter to the viceroy. The next morning, Gandhiji was surprised to notice that Motihari was full of peasants as they wanted to support Gandhiji. See here, the peasants, they did not know anything about Gandhiji, but they knew about him that there was a soul called Mahatma who wanted to help the people who were in trouble due to the officials. So they started gathering in front of the courthouse. So in the first part of the story, in the last video, I told you that Gandhiji, as a leader, he has taken the first step to set the people free from fear of British. Am I right? So this incident, after seeing the people who started gathering in front of the courthouse, this incident proved that their attempt of setting the people free from the fear of British people, right? So the next paragraph, as the crowd had gathered in front of the court building, it became difficult for the officers to control the entire crowd. So they had to take Gandhiji's help to regulate the crowd. So as I have shown the picture previous slide, it shows that Gandhiji who is controlling the entire crowd, right? So Gandhiji politely told the higher official that if they would misuse the power, which means that he is saying to the higher officials, if they would misuse the power, then they would face the consequences from the part of Indians. Okay, it also similarly related to the dialogue from a common movies, right? So he also warned him, and he made the officials to be alert that if they would have an idea of misusing the power, then they would face the consequences from the part of Indians, right? So as the situation was getting tougher and tougher, the lawyer requested the court to postpone the trial for some days, right? But this authorities they decided to consult even more higher authorities to go against this poor peasants and also Gandhiji who was supporting him, right? So in the next paragraph, Gandhiji objected against the delay in the proceeding of the case because he wanted to give a solution for this poor peasants as soon as possible. So he didn't accept the delay in the proceeding of the case, so he objected against it. And he also read a statement in front of the court in which he accepted his fault in a very humble manner. This shows that how he has possessed that leadership quality. He said that he was not a lawbreaker and he didn't want to go against any law or rule, but his duty towards humanity has a greater influence on him. So he says that that humanity in him which is not allowing him to go against any rule or law, but he wanted to give some justice to the poor peasants. So he says that humanity has a greater influence on him, so that particular field forced him to do something good for the poor people. So he refused to leave the town because he wanted to help the sharecroppers, as he considered it was his moral duty, right? So the magistrate asked him to arrange for bail because he was going to give the judgment after a few days. So Gandhiji refused to seek the bail, and later on, without bail, he was released. Okay, so you just note down, without bail, Gandhiji was released. Okay. So in the next paragraph, when the court proceedings restarted, okay, the judge refused to deliver any judgment against this case, okay, and he allowed he allowed Gandhiji to remain free, okay. And some well-known lawyers like Rajendra Prasad and Brij Kishore Babu and Maulana Masrul Haq, who came from Bihar to help and advise Gandhiji, okay. So Gandhiji asked that if he was sentenced to jail, right, if Gandhiji was sentenced to jail, then what would be the course of their action. So he is asking to the particular lawyers who came from Bihar to help out Gandhiji. So one of the senior lawyer, he replied that they were there to help him out, and if Gandhiji was sentenced to jail, like they are also interested to follow him wherever he goes, okay. So after hearing this kind of opinion from those kind of lawyers, Gandhiji like he asked them to help the sharecroppers who were facing unfairness, okay. So he is suggesting and he is requesting those lawyers, instead of following him, he wanted them to help the sharecroppers who are facing unfairness, okay. And Rajendra Prasad and other lawyers concluded that if Gandhiji, like if he is going to jail, in the sense, like he concluded that the people, they have to follow Rajendra Prasad and also other lawyers, because like this lawyers, this people who came from Bihar, like they also had an interest to serve the people, and they had always claimed to serve the peasants, and already they had fought their legal battles too. So like he concluded that those poor people, those poor peasants, they should follow Rajendra Prasad and other lawyers in order to find out a solution for their problem, right. So they decided that if Gandhiji went to jail, these poor people should follow them. On hearing this, Gandhiji also assured them that their struggle for Champaran's peasants had won. So like after hearing this kind of decision and opinion from those lawyers, like he was happy that anyway their struggle for Champarans is going to have a victory against this British people, right. So he divided the group into two pairs, and he made a sequence in which they had to voluntarily surrender them in the court, okay. So in the next paragraph, after some days, the magistrate he sent a letter to Gandhiji, in which it was written that as per the orders of deputy governor, the case against him which had been taken back, okay. So what did the magistrate send a letter, like in the letter it was noted that like as per the orders of deputy governor, like the case against this sharecroppers, right, so which had been taken back. So like Gandhiji was happy, and it was the first time in modern India that the peaceful protest against the government had won, okay. So like he considered this Champaran Satyagraha as a peaceful protest against the government, and Gandhiji and other lawyers carried on with an in-depth investigation into the injustice with the farmers, and like those people like Gandhiji and also like Rajendra Prasad and other lawyers, they recorded the statements of 10,000 peasants, and also various documentary proofs were collected against the British people. So the whole area, the entire Champaran, like it was vibrated with the activity of investigators and the protesting landlords, right. So in the next paragraph, in the month of June, Gandhiji was called up to be present before Deputy Governor Sir Edward Albert Gate. So like I've shared the picture, he's the person Edward Gate. So Gandhiji, before meeting this person, he met his own chief supporters and made plans for civil disobedience in case he did not return. So here civil disobedience means like it is a refusal of a citizen to obey any certain laws or commands of government. Sometimes it is called as a peaceful protest or non-violent movement. For example, if a man breaks the law, who willingly accepts the penalty by staying in jail, right, in order to arouse the conscience of people like about the injustice which is happening against the law, right, that is called civil disobedience, which is also considered as a peaceful protest or non-violent movement, okay. So like Gandhiji, like he met his chief supporters, and he made plans for civil disobedience, because like he is going to meet a deputy governor, and if in case he did not return, like he asked the chief supporters to make the plan for civil disobedience. Okay. And Gandhiji, like he had 4 long interviews with the deputy commissioner, which this interview which led to the formation of another commission that inquired into the indigo sharecropper situation. Okay. So that commission, which consisted of British landlords and the government official and also Gandhiji. But here Gandhiji was a person who was a only spokesperson for the peasants, okay, who was supporting the peasants. Okay. So he had a 4 long interview with the deputy commissioner. That interview which led to the formation of another commission. They inquired into the indigo sharecropper situation. Okay. So this commission consisted of landlords, government officials and Gandhiji, where Gandhiji like he was the only spokesperson for the peasants. Okay. So I hope you had an idea about civil disobedience, which means like if a man, he or she, like breaks the law, like who willingly accepts the penalty by staying in jail in order to arouse the feel of the injustice among the people which is going against the law, right? So in the next paragraph, Gandhiji remained in Champaran for 7 months. For how many months he stayed in Champaran? For 7 months. So he also made several short visits now and then, but his visit on the request of peasant. So in the first part of the story, you remember like Rajkumar Shukla, he requested Gandhiji to visit Champaran for few days, right? But it took 1 year to sort out the problem of sharecroppers. Okay. The official inquiry which had done in the 4 long interviews, right? So that official inquiry did not favor the planters, which means did not favor the British people. Hence they agreed to pay back to the peasants, which means that they are ready to give the money back to the poor peasants. But these higher officials, they questioned Gandhiji regarding the amount to be repaid. So like they had a doubt whether moneylenders, they had a thought that Gandhiji would ask for the full payment of the money which they had taken from the peasants forcefully and fraudulently. But he asked for only 50%. Okay. How much did he ask for? He asked for only 50%, and his decision was very firm. But by the meantime, a missionary, Reverend J.S. Hodge, like who had a close watch on this matter of sharecropper, who reported that the planters, they should pay only 25%. Okay. So like this British people, landlords, they had a thought that even if they are ready to pay 25% to the poor peasants, Gandhiji will not accept it. But what did Gandhiji do? Rather, like he immediately accepted it. What like he was trying to say in the sense, Gandhiji said that the amount of money was not important. See, as a leader, like how he was portraying himself, like he said that the amount of money was not important, but by giving the money, the planters, which means the British landlords, they had bowed down their head, which means they bowed down their honor to the peasants and had given away their honor to in front of the poor peasants. Okay. So which shows that the planters who earlier behaved as if they were above the law, right? But now what is the situation? They had to abide by it, right? So this made the poor peasants, to realize their own rights and gave them the courage to fight for it. Okay. So as how like the situation shows that they had a victory over the British landlords, right? So this situation made the poor peasants to realize their own rights and gave courage to fight for them, right? So this event also had proven the position of Gandhiji, where he was standing as a leader. And the British planters, they had to leave the property, which means they have to leave the land within the next few years, and these properties were also returned back to the peasants. Okay. And the indigo sharecropping soon came to an end, but though it came to an end, though the case of sharecroppers came to an end, Gandhiji was not satisfied by achieving political or economic solution. Okay, because he sought to remove the cultural and social backwardness of Champaran. Okay, as I said before, like as a leader he was not satisfied by achieving any opinions of political or economic solution, but like he wanted to change the entire social backwardness of Champaran people. So he decided to do something to remove the backwardness in the villages of Champaran. So he requested his own teachers and his own followers, such as Mahadev Desai and Narkai Parikh and their wife, to teach the villages. Okay, so who are the people? Like Mahadev Desai and Narkai Parikh and his wife to teach the villages. So Mahadev Desai and Narkai Parikh, they were followers of Gandhiji, and many other volunteers came from Bombay and Pune to join them. And Mrs. Gandhi and their youngest son Devdas also arrived from the ashram in order to help the poor people. And primary schools were opened in 6 villages. So how many in how many villages, like the primary schools had been opened? In 6 villages the primary schools were opened, where Kasturi Bai, the wife of Gandhiji, who used to teach the ashram rules. So what about it? The cleanliness and the community sanitation. Okay, so she taught about the ashram rules of cleanliness and community sanitation, right? So the picture I have shared with you, like the first person is Mahadev Desai and second one is Narkai Parikh. Okay, so both are followers of Gandhiji. Okay, so in the next paragraph, so here Gandhiji, he wanted to do something good for the betterment of the poor people. So he sorted out all the problems based on health, medicine, and also sanitation, and also their poverty line, right? Even the dresses which they are wearing, right? So the health conditions of the people of Champaran were very poor. So Gandhiji, he seek a help from a doctor who offered his services free of cost for 6 months. Okay, so there were only 3 medicine which I have mentioned there. So what are they? Castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. Okay, 3 medicines. What are they? Note down: castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. Okay, so only with the help of these 3 medicines, a patient with a coated tongue, he was given castor oil, and a malaria patient, he was served a dose of quinine, and a patient with a skin disorder who was given ointment and castor oil. Okay, so these are the 3 medicine which was used by the people and also the doctor in Champaran. So the women of the area, next, so the first is about health condition. The next is dirty clothes. The women of the area, they used to wear dirty clothes, where Gandhiji tried to know the reason about it through his wife, and he was told that those were the only saris each of the women had in Champaran. Okay, this shows that how they are leading their life in the poverty line. In the next paragraph, while Gandhiji was in Champaran, he used to have a long distance vigil on his ashram too. Okay, so he used to send letters of orders regarding the financial matters, how he was dealing with. And once, he wrote to the local, which means the local authorities, he came to know that it was time to dig a new latrines, as the old ones had started giving foul smell. So first step, he has taken to sort out their health problem and their dresses, and next is about the latrines. Okay, so he decided to dig new latrines as the old ones had started giving foul smell. So the entire incident which had happened in Champaran changed Gandhiji's life. Okay, so he said that he had just done a regular and a very simple thing, that he had put his point across the Britishers who could not order Gandhiji in his own country. Okay, so In the next paragraph, the Champaran Satyagraha was not an act of opposition, but he said that it was an attempt to help out the poor and tortured peasants. Okay, so this was the Gandhiji's way to solve issues, so which shows that his politics was knitted up with the everyday problems which are faced by the millions of people around him, and he did not aim at the fulfillment of ideas, rather he was concerned for the people who are in need. Okay, so the basic idea of Gandhiji was to serve humanity and make an independent Indian who could stand for his or her own rights. Okay, so finally, Charles Freer Andrews, who was a peacemaker, he visited Gandhiji before going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. So Andrew was a peacemaker. Okay, so Gandhiji's lawyer and his friends who wanted Andrews to stay at the ashram in order to help them and also in order to help the people in all ways. But Gandhiji refused to seek help from Andrew. He said that they did not need the help of Britishers because he considered that as it showed a lack of trust in their own abilities. Okay, so Gandhiji had a feel that the Britishers, they never had a trust in their own abilities. So he said that he asked the lawyers not to seek any help from Mr. Andrews as he was an Englishman, right? So in the Rajendra Prasad later on, he stated that Gandhiji, as a leader, as a humble and a polite person, he had read all their thoughts, which means all the thoughts of English people. It can be any poor person or it can be any lawyers or who were around him. Gandhiji had read the thoughts of all those people, and his reply for those people served as a lesson of self-sufficiency. So here he concluded that being self-dependent, being self-dependent, free, and helping the peasants, all those kind shows that all these acts of Gandhiji were interconnected. Okay, so being Gandhiji as a leader, he was self-dependent, he was free, and he was ready to help any poor people who are in needs. So all this kind shows that these acts of Gandhiji were interconnected. So it shows that how he has possessed that leadership quality in him, right? So I hope you could have got the storyline of the second part of the story, right? So I'll share you the homework. So he is the person Charles Freer Andrews. So homework for today's class. First question: how did the peasants react when they realized that Gandhiji was in trouble? Right? I hope you got an answer for this. How did the peasants react when they realized that Gandhiji was in trouble? The next question: when did Gandhi declare the Battle of Champaran is won? When did Gandhiji declare the Battle of Champaran is won? Third question: describe the outcome of Gandhiji's 4 long interviews. Describe the outcome of Gandhiji's 4 long interviews. So you can talk about this long interview which led to the formation of another commission. So it consisted of a few people, right? So you can talk about that and describe the social works Gandhiji and his followers undertook to do in Champaran. So have listed out, right? So first is health condition and few other things which I have listed out. You just listen to the audio and then write down. Okay, so the last question is very easy, I hope. Mention the names of the teachers who are supposed to teach the villagers. Mention the names of the teachers who are